If you're a dumb idiot when it comes to makeup, keep on watching, because I'm going to explain it all for you right now. I'm about to give you guys all of the tips and tricks that I use on a daily basis when I do my makeup, so keep on watching. Make sure to moisturize your face before doing your makeup. It makes the world of a difference, and it makes all of your makeup go on so much easier. I like to start off with my eyebrows because I use a eyebrow gel like this. This is called the e.l.f. Brow Lift. I use the brow brush first, dip into the product, and I coat my brows upward. If you have stubborn eyebrows, you can go back and forth with the product. And then you will go back and you will put the brows into place. If you guys don't know what primer is, primer basically is something you're gonna put on before you put on foundation. If I was going to use a primer, it would be to fill in my pores. So I use this one. This is by SheGlam. This is the Birthday Skin Primer. You're just gonna work it into your skin, kind of like it's a lotion. I put way too much. So in the summertime, I don't really like using foundations. I like using tinted moisturizers. I'm gonna use the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer today. I like blending in my tinted moisturizers with my fingers, but you can use a beauty sponge. You want to make sure not to bring your foundation or tinted moisturizer underneath your eye. The less makeup that's underneath your eyes, the better, because you do not want your under eyes looking cakey. Okay, so now that it's mostly blended in, I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender. Don't forget to bring it down your neck. You never want to be caught dead with that harsh line of foundation. Now there's two types of concealer that I want to explain to you. There's more of a lightweight concealer, and then there's more of a thicker, heavier concealer. Lightweight concealer I like to use for underneath my eyes. Heavier concealer I like to use for concealing things like pimples, scars, things like that. For a heavier concealer, honestly, there's nothing better than the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. How I like using this concealer is taking a concealer brush, something like this, and you're gonna dip into the pot, and you're gonna just apply it on any blemishes or dark spots that you have. I also like using this concealer on my nose because my nose gets really red around the corners. We're gonna let this sit. The longer you're gonna let your concealer sit like this, the more coverage it's going to give you. Now, for under eyes, this is the best concealer ever. I recommend it to everyone. The Bare Minerals Original Liquid Mineral Concealer. I like having concealer that is more close to my skin tone. I just like the way it looks better, but you totally can get a concealer in a few shades lighter to brighten up your face. So now we're gonna let this sit. We're gonna go back to the NARS concealer now, and we're gonna just blend it in with our finger, simply tapping on top and making sure it's all blended in. And after I blend it out with my finger, I like to go back over with the sponge just to make sure everything's blended in seamlessly. For the concealer under the eyes, I like to use a brush. This is a new thing I've liked to do. The concealer I like to use is more of an orangey tone. Orange and blue are opposite on the color wheel, so if you're gonna use like an orangey toned concealer, it's gonna cancel out the dark circles. You can go back in with your sponge if you want, just to pick up any extra product. Okay, now for contour, we're gonna go with the Patrick Ta contour, and I'm gonna take it on a brush like this, kind of a smaller brush so you get more precise. Not going to place your contour underneath your cheekbone. That is going to drag your face down. You are going to place your contour on top of your cheekbone, like so. I like applying my contour in a dabbing motion. You're never just gonna swipe it on. And once you do your makeup for a long time, you're gonna start to just learn your face and learn where you're gonna place all these products. But it is kind of challenging to figure out where to place it in the beginning. If you wanna make your forehead appear smaller, you're gonna take your contour and you're going to place it on the top. This is going to reduce that appearance of your 5 head. If you would like to do your jawline, please be careful and make sure to blend it. See where that natural shadow is? That's what you're gonna enhance. I also like bringing it up and connecting it. See the difference? Now, nose contour is kind of challenging to figure out. Everyone is going to contour their nose differently for what they need. I like my nose to look as small as possible. I like to look like I cannot breathe. So what I'm going to do, take my contour shade, and I'm going to first apply it at the bottom. This is going to make my nose look more lifted. Now I'm going to take it and go up kind of into my eyebrow. I feel like this just makes my nose look more small throughout the bridge. I honestly just put 2 little dabs of product and then 1 across, and that's what I do for my nose contour. See how I kind of look like a deer? That's what I want to look like. Now we're gonna blend it in. I like to go in with a bigger brush. We're gonna go in and we're just gonna dab. Lightly dab in, and if you have a good product, it will blend. We are dabbing. We are not dragging. Dragging, no good. You also want to make sure to keep your product in the place you placed it. You don't want to be swiping all over and it's gonna move the contour around, and then you're gonna end up making your face look all long. Not cute. For nose contour, I like taking my beauty blender and I just go over everything, and it kind of just automatically blends it for you. Okay, next we have blush. You can use cream or liquid blush, whatever you choose. This is my new favorite blush. This is by Saie Beauty. This is the shade Chili. If you want the lifted effect, you're going to apply your blush on the high points of your cheek. Also apply a little dab of blush on the part of my nose that I contoured. I just think it looks really cute. With blush, I like using a brush over my sponge because the sponge picks up a lot of the product. product, and I just dab it in place. Once again, with the dabbing. Also, if you guys don't know, blush is the first thing to fade on your face. Blush just fades really fast. So that's why I like to put a little bit more blush on, because I know it will fade by the end of my makeup. Okay, next is highlighter. I love using liquid highlighter. It's just my favorite thing ever. This is the best liquid highlighter I have ever used in my life. It's by Rare Beauty in the shade Flaunt. I put it on the tip of my nose, and then I'll just do like 2 dots on the high point of my cheek. I blend this in with my finger, and I'll just dab it, and I bring it underneath my eyebrow. Okay, next we have powder. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury powder today. Before you put your powder under your eyes, you want to make sure there are no creases. I like to just dab underneath my eyes to make sure I'm not creased under there. And then you're just going to dab. You see already how much more blurred that looks. I used to be scared of powder. I used to be scared, oh my god, I'm gonna look cakey. It's gonna look bad. No, powder fixes everything. So if you have any type of texture, you just put your powder right on it, boom, blurred, gone. Now something that really helps minimize the look of powder is setting spray. I like to take my setting spray and I like to spray my face in between every powder step or every other powder step. It just melts all the products together. Let it marinate now. This is a good time to clean off your lips from all of the gross powder and stuff. So after I just sprayed my face, I let it dry, and now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes for the first time in this routine. Okay, after we curled, put that away for now. We're gonna go in with powder bronzer and powder blush. For powder bronzer, this is Physicians Formula. We're going in and we're just gonna enhance where we put the contour earlier. And honestly, with powder bronzer, I go in with a fluffy brush that you would use for eyeshadow, and I just put it in my crease just to warm up everything and to tie the colors in. I also put a little bit underneath my eyes. Time for blush. I just go like this. I don't pick a color. I like all the colors, and I just apply it on the high points of my cheeks just to accentuate what we put on before. We're gonna curl our eyelashes again before we put on our mascara. By the way, this is the best eyelash curler I've ever used. This is by Tweezerman. Now you're also probably wondering if we're ever gonna do anything with our eyebrows again. I would recommend doing your eyebrows again after you put on powder, so your powder doesn't get in your eyebrows. I like doing it before I do my mascara. I use this little pen. I just line the bottom of my eyebrow and fill in any sparse areas. Okay, now time for mascara. If you want your eyelashes to stay up all day, waterproof mascara is the way to go, but I hate taking off waterproof mascara, so I use regular. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara. Best mascara ever. I love it so much. Honestly, drugstore mascaras are better than high-end mascaras, and they're way more affordable. Don't buy an expensive mascara. You don't need it. I like focusing my mascara on the outer corners of my eyes because it makes my face look elongated. It's okay if you get it on your eyelid like I just did. I'll show you how to take that off. Okay, our mascara is dried, and now it's time to take off the stuff that's got on our eyelid. You can either go in with a spoolie brush or Q-tips. I'm gonna show you both ways. So you take a spoolie brush like this, and you're just gonna simply scratch it off. Once it's dry, it should just flake right off. Or you can use a Q-tip. I like using a Q-tip if I don't have any eyeshadow on because it's just easier. Yeah, if you have eyeshadow on though, definitely use the spoolie trick. Okay, time for lips. We're going in with our lip liner first. This is by NYX in the shade Peekaboo Neutral. I need a new one, clearly. I don't line the corners. I feel like it makes my mouth look too long. I like lining just the top. If you want to overline a little bit, that's perfectly fine. See how that already just made my lips look like a Bratz doll? I love the way that looks. And then I go for the bottom. I just put a little bit in the middle. And then you can fill in a little bit if you want. Now, if you want a little bit of shine, this is a lip oil. This is by Sigma. I love it so much. I just put it on, and it kind of blends the lip liner for you. Look how cute and juicy our lips look now. Okay, now if you haven't noticed, our eyelashes have fallen. So we're gonna go in and just curl. Apparently you're not supposed to do this. I've always done it. If your eyelashes fall out, don't blame me. And there we go. This is how I get the basic look. It's a lot of steps to look this good, isn't it? Ew, why did I just sound like that? Now you can go in one more time with your setting spray. Remember to comment below if you guys want me to do a drugstore or a high-end version of this. If you guys want more in-depth of either each step or in-depth of each product, let me know, okay? I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.